Hello, everyone. Welcome to WWPWW, the best podcast about wrestling in the greater Central Illinois area that you have ever heard. And you can take that to the bank. With me, always, is the wonderful co-host, the anchor of the WWPWW ship, keeps us afloat, Jeremy. Jeremy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Caleb?
Good. Pretty good day. Good days of wrestling, but just want to give a quick shout out to everybody. Please offer your thoughts and prayers up to JR. Jim Ross. His wife Jan was involved in a traffic accident yesterday. She is in critical condition at OU Medical Facility in Oklahoma. So continue to send them your thoughts and prayers and tweets and kind words, and let them know that we're thinking about them. And it's pretty awesome that JBL gave him a shout out on SmackDown. That was pretty cool. So yep, just do that. And so, any other wrestling news that can be brought up?
Yeah, I got three things. First of all, I want to let's do the least of these news pieces. First of all, the least amount of news is apparently WWE and Foot Locker and Puma have gotten together to make a piece of footwear. They're using the Puma Clydes as a WWE footwear, and you can get it's like 5 or 6 different wrestlers, classic wrestlers. You can get a Ric Flair, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, and a couple others. You can get insoles for these shoes, and they're $199. Of course, if you want to throw away your money, you can just give us your $199.
Yeah.
We'll put it to use. But it's $199 for these shoes that have basically insoles with the wrestlers' faces on them. And the video I watched was really funny because Corey Graves was interviewing, I can't think of his last name, Rosen something that works for WWE now. Interviewing him, he's like, I don't know if I want to put my foot on Ric Flair's face. And it's like, that's one reason why I won't be buying them. I mean, It would be cool to have, some WWE merchandise like that, but I'm not spending $199. Anyway, they're $199. They are coming out with a special Undertaker sneaker, which with Undertaker art, but that's $500. It's $499 without tax. Yeah, and they do have some cool shirts, but they're still $45 shirts that I'm not going to pay $45 for a shirt. So that's the least of these news. Puma and WWE
Gotta make Puma footwear relevant again.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, they're just white sneakers with some emblems on them, and that's it. And so I'm not going to pay $200 for those things.
Yeah, no way.
Another piece of you can't do that. Another piece of news that broke this past week. There was some leaked footage of some sexual things that happened with Paige and one other wrestler, Xavier Woods, and a past wrestler. And so the WWE has come out and said that they're not going to do anything. They're going to wait for this to blow over, which it will, because that's how all these kind of dumb things happen. Going to show that if you do anything on your phone, you probably should delete it or not do anything on your phone, because it could come back and bite you, haunt you. Everybody will see your business in front on their computer, and so I would suggest not doing that ever.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't want to do it. So, but anyway, that stuff happened. WWE is not going to do anything.
I mean, there's not much they really can do,
and they've already set precedent with Seth Rollins and other things.
Seth Rollins' thing was different though, because his pictures were automatically put up on the WWE Instagram and Facebook pages.
That's true.
If they didn't do anything to Seth Rollins, they shouldn't do anything here, because his actually directly interfered, so to speak, with the company. Like the pictures were automatically retweeted or re-put up on Instagram, which was this was just somebody stole Paige's phone and then they leaked to them or hacked at something and then put these up. So
every picture you take, phones nowadays, they will go to the cloud. The cloud is not necessarily very protected. So just think before you do things. What has happened to her is illegal, and so I hope that whoever did this is able to be found and put to jail. And this stuff needs to stop happening.
Yeah.
The third piece of news: the WWE has officially offered the Hardy Boys a contract.
Really?
They've officially offered one. I don't know the details. It's just out there right now. They do have a contract offer on the table. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome.
The last couple days that's happened. So
cool.
So yeah, those are the three pieces of news that I had this week. I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I really haven't heard I haven't heard anything either. Can't think of anything. But cool. Well, guess we can get right into Raw and SmackDown if you like. So, all right, Jeremy. This week, Monday Night Raw, gearing up, man. It's the ultimate thrill ride. It's coming up, and we're shifting gears, going faster. Wanting to get to the promised land quicker. So, one more week until the go-home shows. We are 2 weeks away. Under 2 weeks, 12, 11 days, something like that, going up to WrestleMania. So, Monday Night Raw, leading up to, the second to last Raw before WrestleMania. What did you think? What worked? What didn't?
I wish we would have had this conversation before I watched SmackDown, because SmackDown was amazing, which makes this Raw look less so. But as far as pacing, Raw has one more Raw before WrestleMania, and so it makes me wonder what SmackDown's going to do next week, because they laid it all on the line this week.
Yeah, they did a lot.
But as far as Raw, it was a safe Raw. I think they did more of a tribute to Mick Foley during this episode, and so for that I enjoyed it. I loved the beginning, even though Mick Foley, he has to go away and get his hip replaced, and so this is the storyline they chose to use instead of a leave of absence. They're just going to fire him, which makes sense. I don't know how long he's going to be out. He's an older gentleman. His hip is really, really bad. And so they need a new GM. And so that storyline could happen next week or could happen after WrestleMania. We'll see what happens. But as far as the whole episode, there wasn't too much that I disliked about it. I know a lot of people complained that the fact that we see the same matches over and over and over again, which is what Raw is. Whereas SmackDown, they just go nuts sometimes and throw different people in matches, which I enjoy. But the things that worked for me this week was the firing, some of the backstage things with Mick Foley before he leaves, the hugs that of the three kind of, not three people, but three careers that he kind of helped launch as the GM, if you will, with Sami Zayn. I'd like to see a Sami Zayn storyline where he's now kind of taken the mantle of down with the man. You're not gonna put us in a box, all this kind of stuff. So I'd like to see that. I still love Sheamus and Cesaro. I think their act works. They work well as a tag team. And then hugging Bayley at the end. And my favorite thing is Triple H just staring him down, smiling, and then saying, the way he says "Have a nice day" and walks away was awesome. It was
pretty on point. It was good. Some good heat there.
And the other thing that worked for me, outside of the main event, which we'll probably talk about a little bit, was this Chris Jericho highlight reel. I loved that segment.
Beautiful, amazing.
Chris Jericho right now can do no wrong. He can go back and forth from heel to face, and it wouldn't faze anybody. And so his stuff was really, really good. I loved the whole idea, the great idea of showing the real Kevin Owens and having all the pictures and whatnot. And so that segment was really, really good. And so those are the things that worked for me. The things that didn't work for me, I liked the interview with Triple H too. That was really, really good. His comments about millennials, man, he was just so dead right. He was so dead right, and he may even believe that, which I can believe that he believes that. The fact that he's just like, you millennials are whining and crying to get your way. I'm like, he's absolutely 100% right. There's no fakeness behind that. Anyway, the things that I didn't care for in this was the very, very short match, tag team match, the 4-on-2.
That was stupid. They shouldn't have done that.
That
whole thing was stupid.
It just made no sense. That was really dumb. I'm trying to think of the other.
Even if they gave just a dumb small explanation to the Cub. It's like, we're afraid of no one. We'll take on both teams. We don't care.
Yep.
That's why we did that. Even a half-baked excuse like that, half-baked reasoning like that, it's like, oh, they're so hardcore, they don't care. Okay, it's kind of stupid, but, it's at least a reasoning instead of just it happening.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It just made no sense in the. I mean, the only sense it made was it did throughout the night. They show Mick Foley's whole thing. They had a fight or a match with Sami Zayn. They had a match with Bayley. They had a match with Cesaro or however you want to say it. And so for that it makes sense, but that whole weirdness was weird. The other thing I didn't really care about was having Kevin Wilk come on screen and say, "Oh yeah, Seth Rollins, no doctor would clear him." I'm like, we get it. That's what Triple H said last week.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need Kevin Wilk to show up and say this.
It was weird.
But I do like the setup for next week. The other thing I don't really understand is that contract thing that is going to be signed. What is it? No holds or holds. What is it called?
Hold no harm agreement or something.
Hold harmless agreement. And I saw a tweet. Somebody had mentioned it and had tweeted it to Daniel Bryan, and he was like, like maybe I could get one of these agreements. And so those were the things that worked for me and that didn't work for me. What about you, Caleb? What worked for you and what did not?
A lot of the same stuff did. Triple H, everything he did this week was pretty on point. Especially the interview with Cole, like that was great. And yeah, I like that they're doing this whole unsanctioned street fight thing at Mania. I think that's going to be cool. I mean, I thought that they were kind of swerving us a little with the whole like, oh, he's so hurt, he can't be at Mania. He's so hurt, he can't be at Mania. Oh yeah, he's so hurt. Like, I'm just like, I don't think they'd be bringing it up as much if it wasn't. I mean, whether this whole thing has been a work or he got hurt and then they're like, oh, let's play this up. You'll be fine for Mania, but let's play this up and draw it out, or what the deal was.
I think that's the deal. Is he was hurt,
but it wasn't as bad.
It wasn't as bad as they first thought.
And then they just turned it into an angle for this,
which they did, and that I do commend WWE for. Sometimes they just like throw people in the background. Oh, they're hurt. Let's not talk about it. Yeah. But they did really, like what they did with Naomi. It's a similar injury, but Naomi they just kind of
yeah. And all the stuff with Mick was good. All his huggings backstage and stuff, that was really good. Especially the Sami one, that was just like, it was just because it just made me realize, like, man, they are a lot alike and stuff, and like that's so totally awesome. Like, I thought that they were gonna do an angle where he's like, put me in a match with Samoa Joe. If I win, Mick keeps his job or something. I thought they were gonna do something like that, but Stephanie, she came out at the beginning getting some heel heat and looking foxy in that outfit, but anyways, doesn't matter. But yeah, what was some of the other stuff you talked about, man? I was gonna expand on a couple more stuff that you talked about.
Those are the things I pretty much talked about.
Dang it, there was something that I was really gonna hit on.
The highlight reel?
But yeah, the highlight reel. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was segment of the night. Definitely, that was the best thing. Like, you are right. Chris Jericho can do no wrong. This is the best iteration that Chris Jericho has ever been. And just everything he did, where he's like, he was wearing the shirt of Jericho. He was marking out, man. Like, that was great. And then where he's, talking about, see, on the left is a poster of me, and then on the other, and then on the right is a poster of this bleach blonde, chesty individual who's only half the sexy beast that I am. And then the crowd just erupted, and then he kind of flashed a smirk because he, yeah, it was awesome. Like, the highlight reel was just golden. Like, it was amazing. Like, I'm really geared up for what they're gonna do. This has been one of the best feuds that they've built. And it's this segment especially has been really was great, and building up and just further cementing Jericho as the GOAT. And it was great. That was definitely the best part of the night, and there was a couple other stuff. Aries had another match that was pretty good against Tony Nese. A little short, but it was just to set up him and Neville again. Neville came out and they exchange and stuff like that. And he actually did a Neville impression, which was pretty awesome.
Oh,
like, yeah, he's like, you always come out and you're like, I'm the king of the cruiserweights and stuff. He like really upped it and almost made it sound Scottish. Like, it was pretty funny. And so that was good. So I can't wait for that match because I think that's gonna be really good.
The potential is there.
It really, really is. I know some people just because he's Roman Reigns are like, oh, I hate what they're doing with him and Undertaker, and they're looking at what's going on with Shane and AJ, and they're just like, ugh, and they're looking at Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, and they're just like, oh man, I don't, and I'm just like, I'm excited for all those, like I'm excited for so much about WrestleMania, man. I just can't wait to finally get there. Hopefully that all the matches that I'm excited for are good, but they've done a great job of building everything, I think at least, but yeah, I thought Raw overall was pretty decent. Like I really didn't have too much to complain about. The tag team match was just a blight on this show. Like that was just dumb. Like I didn't get it. It was so stupid. Just nothing more. It was just stupid. And then the match between Bayley and Nia, I figured that would be, I figured Nia would win, and then to make it a fatal 4-way, which I'm actually cool with because they did the triple threat last year for the women. So I'm just like, you got to up it a little bit, add Nia in there, make it fatal 4-way, and add a big, presence, big dominating, intimidating figure. And so I think that's pretty good. And I loved the Dana Brooke Charlotte thing because Dana Brooke was just wailing on Charlotte, and then Charlotte kneed her, like in the stomach, and then kicked her, and then just pinned to win. And I'm just like, that was lame. Like she wailed on you forever and kicked you. And you kicked out of everything. You hit her with 2 like small fry moves, and then you pinned her. Like, and I'm just like,
it's weird.
That was the dumbest thing ever. Like that really bothered me. I was just like, how crazy would that be if she beat Charlotte? I'm like, oh yeah, of course she's not going to, because no, she just beat the living crap out of Charlotte, but Charlotte hits 2 moves that I would kick out of.
It's weird.
It was dumb. Like, I don't know. Like, I was thinking, like, oh, have her just wail on her in the corner and stuff, and then, Charlotte wins by DQ or something. Just something to kind of give Dana this, kind of edge, this mental edge over Charlotte or something. I don't know. But it just felt, it felt rushed. I mean, and it was stupid. Like, and if Charlotte won, like, it should have been in convincing fashion, not just like, like, I'm wondering if Dana Brooke was just like, oh snap, I'm starting to get a nosebleed. Just pin me, hurry up, so I can go backstage and put some Kleenexes up my nose, or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get to see that. I'm sad I didn't get to see the Aries and Neville thing because I heard that was pretty good. But
it was.
Yeah, just what happens when you can only watch the Hulu version? Sometimes you get a really good version of Raw that people should watch rather than 3-hour, and then sometimes you don't get a great show, a holistic show. So anyway, that was really Raw was pretty good. What did you think of the main event, Roman versus Strowman, and what happened after that?
I thought the match was going pretty good. My only complaint was I felt it was just because these guys really do match up really well together. Like their match at Fastlane, Dave Meltzer, that was the best ranked match from that card for him. He gave it 4 stars. It was the highest ranked match for that card. And I went back and actually rewatched it like 2 nights ago, and I was like, man, this really was really spectacular. It was really, really good. And yeah, they match up really well together. So that was the only complaint really, was just that the actual match of them going back and forth was just a little too short, just because I love watching these guys duke it out. It's pretty cool. Superman versus Doomsday type of thing. It's pretty neat. And then along came Darkseid. Yeah, it's a nerdy Superman joke there, but
no, it's absolutely.
It is pretty apropos though, isn't it? But yeah, it was. I thought that I was like, all right, it's gonna happen. And then it happened. It's just like, but the match was going really well and stuff. And then Undertaker came out, which I thought was like, I just thought his gong was gonna hit. I didn't know he was actually gonna be there. You know, but then we heard the gong, and then it turns black, and then all of a sudden he's there, and it's just like, whoa, what's gonna happen? And then he just turns around and then chokeslams Braun, giving Roman the loss. And I was like, oh, so he gives Roman a DQ loss. That's kind of, messing with his head a little. kind of cool. I just hope it doesn't lead to, like we talked about yesterday, it doesn't lead to Braun interfering with the Mania match or this turning into a triple threat. But yeah, and then he just turned around and then Roman just hit him with a spear, and I was just like, man, I'm getting more pumped up for this rivalry, this match. I really, really am. And then Roman just kind of, he played this really well, the way he just kind of stopped, almost like something was off. Like and then he turns around, and like as soon as he turns around and looks, Taker popped up and stuff, and I thought that was really well done.
Yeah.
That was really great. Like he kind of had this look on his face of just like, uh-oh. Like there's something really bad behind me, is there? That old gimmick. And yeah, and then the shot that I loved is when Taker, did the throat slash, the kill gesture, and then the blue light hit over him, that like purple, blue, black light thing of his, went up over him, and then just everything was all black and dark, but the WrestleMania sign behind him was still all lit up. And then it goes over to Roman, who's all like that too and stuff. But then the moon from the Titantron, from Taker's Titantron, was lit up underneath him. Like going back and forth between those two shots a few times, I thought was really, really cool.
That's nice.
Like it was burned into my brain. I was like, oh, that looks so cool. The Taker one and then the Roman one, like going back and forth. So I thought it was a pretty strong ending to the show. I thought it was a really... At first I was kind of like, them ending with this feud, them ending this episode with this feud kind of makes it... I don't want people to be like, oh, they're just shoving Roman Reigns down our throat again. They're just trying to make this feud seem better, even though the championship, blah, blah, blah. Well, Brock and Goldberg weren't there.
Yep.
So, this was actually a great way to end the show because it seemed big and stuff. And what about you?
Yeah, I didn't hate it. Like you, I thought the match could have gone longer because it just looked like it was going to be really, really good. The face that got me outside, I know you liked what happened at the end. The face that got me was, and I thought it was because Undertaker was hurt, is after he chokeslams Braun and Braun rolls out, he's over towards the ropes, and he gets this look on his face that everybody else is saying was like, oh crap, I turned my back on Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it looked to me at first like he was hurt, like maybe he overextended himself when he chokeslammed, and that it also reaffirmed that to me when he was getting up and the camera panned away, because he looked like he was getting up slowly, like as standing up, and then they pan away back to Roman, and then Cam come back, and it's like, yeah, he doesn't look good to me. To me, everybody else says no. What his face was a grimace of, oh crap, I turned my back on Roman.
That's what I kind of thought it was too. I thought it was kind of just like, uh-oh.
Which for me doesn't make sense, because he's the dead man. He's the one that everybody fears. So why would he give a, oh crap, I turned my back? Like, this is the dead man. And so it more than likely it probably was an oh crap, but it just looked like he was something, he tweaked something or whatever. I'm probably wrong, but
I have no idea what it was. But yeah, I noticed it too.
Everybody else is on your side. They think it was just like, oh, stink, I turned my back on the wrong guy. I'm going to get speared. Maybe it was one of those things where it's like he didn't realize he was like,
maybe he was
got to take a bump.
Yeah, maybe it was just him kind of just like, okay, get ready.
Yeah.
He was kind of breaking character a little, just kind of taking a breath, like, all right, you're going to take a spear bump. Because he's got a little belly on him now. He's got a little bit of a belly on him now. So
he can't move as good as he used to. And
yeah.
Anyway, but as far as everything goes, the match is great. I don't know what they're going to do with Strowman afterwards. I don't know right now who's going to win the Roman Undertaker match.
Yeah.
No idea. And I also don't know what they're going to do next week. They pretty much laid all of their cards. Like, this is all of the main events, all the big.
This almost seems like it should have been the end to the go home show. This
yes.
ending, it almost seems like it should have been the end to it.
Yeah. And so what are they going to do? I mean,
they're really going to have to up the ante.
Yeah, because when we talk about SmackDown, I feel like SmackDown's episode should have been next week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was a go home episode if I've ever seen one. But for as far as Raw, if they pace themselves, I really am interested in seeing what they do next week, because they don't have a GM. There's already been people saying, "Oh, Summer Rae should come back and be GM." I like Summer, but no, I don't want that to happen. A lot of other people are
bring back Eric Bischoff.
That would be awesome. A lot of people.
I know they already did that in 2003-4 with him as the GM, but I don't care. I love Eric Bischoff. Do that.
And people are saying maybe Kurt Angle is going to come in to be GM.
No, I want him to be the American Alphas manager.
I do too.
Angles Alphas. Come on, guys.
Triple A.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen next week. They've already gone through the women's thing. They've already gone through the tag team. They've already solidified tag team. They've already solidified the women's. They've already solidified the Universal title. And well, no, that's going to be next week. They're going to talk more about that thing. Both Brock and Goldberg are going to be at Raw next week, so that'll be interesting. As far as that goes, I can't remember what else. I don't know what else they would do because they've already done the Chris Jericho. I mean, what else are they going to do next week?
I don't know, contract signing thing. I think it's just going to all be contract signing things.
That's all it's going to be.
And then they're going to break out into melees.
It's going to be the worst go-home show of the year. Is what it's going to be.
I hope it's good, but that would be funny if it was all contract signings, but they were so awesome. Like, it's just like, oh, it's just contract signings, but they each break out in these like awesome melees and promos and stuff like that. But yeah. So that was Monday Night Raw. I think we've pretty much covered that. Anything else before we move over to SDL, man?
Nope, just gonna give it our rankings.
All right, cool. So, Broken Skull IPA. What would you give this here Raw?
I'd probably give it a 3.25. I really enjoyed Triple H's promo. I really enjoyed the Mick Foley thing. Those both get a 4. Chris Jericho's promo gets a 4. Everything else gets a 3.25. So, what about you, Caleb?
I would give it a 3.5. I really, really enjoyed it, and it was just one or two things that I really didn't like, but it was so overshadowed by the amount of good things, like all the stuff you talked about, like just Triple H. Everything Triple H was on point. Everything Mick Foley was on point. The ending with Taker and Roman was great. The highlight reel was just amazing. That's gonna be a segment of the year type thing right there. And so yeah, just all that great stuff overshadows the dumb stuff. So a solid 3.5 for sure from me for Monday Night Raw. So I guess we can move on over to the SmackDowns. So we will now move on.
SmackDown Live.
Okay, let's get cracking with the knacking.
All right. So, what did you think? What were your favorite things, and what were your least favorite things about SmackDown Live?
My favorite thing about SmackDown was everything of the SmackDown. Dude, they really didn't miss a beat that I can remember. Like,
there's one thing I was annoyed with, but it wasn't that annoying. So,
like, it just there really wasn't much wrong with it. There was a couple things where I was like, but like I didn't really care. Like, they just did such a great job, man. Like, this did kind of feel like a go-home show. Like, you're absolutely right. But, I mean, just everything about this was on point. Like, everything. Like, just AJ Styles, like, all his stuff was great. I love how he's, like, talking big and, haha, yeah, where's Shane O'Mac, Daniel? Ha, ha, ha. And then, they're like, oh, Shane McMahon is here. He's in the ring. And then he's just kind of like, and then he looks like a kid walking to the principal's office.
Exactly what he looked like.
And then he gets there and he's like, all right, I just want to apologize. I'm going to come into the ring and shake your hand. I'm sorry. And then Shane just goes after him and stuff. And like, that was great. Two really, really great matches, I thought. I don't care what anybody says. I haven't heard what anybody said, but I'm just automatically saying I don't care what anybody says. I thought we had two great matches here on TV. The Usos versus American Alpha. Gosh, I hope they didn't play their trump card too early. I really hope that their match at Mania is going to be great because I thought this match was awesome. And I'm just like, oh, man, this match is so good. I really hope that it's not a stinker at Mania because I hope they didn't play their trump card too early for sure. But interesting choice to have Usos take the belts going into Mania. That was interesting because I'm guessing is that they want American Alpha to win at WrestleMania perhaps. So maybe they're like, oh, they'll get over more and they'll look like heroes if they overcome the odds and beat the Usos at Mania kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get it from that perspective, but it is just a little goofy to be like, it's 2 weeks away from Mania and you're having them drop the titles. But it was a great match. I really liked this rivalry. They match up well together. Their characters do. Their in-ring movesets do. You know, it was really, really good. And then the Baron Corbin versus Randy Orton match, really, really liked that one a lot. I really, really liked it. And I especially liked the Dean Ambrose on the forklift thing. Like,
Yep.
that was great. And I was like, hey, Baron, you know,
busy?
you busy, bro? And then Randy hits him with the RKO. And I love that he hits him with the RKO, then looks over at Dean and gives him the little salute, like, thanks for the assist.
Mm-hmm.
And then pins Baron. Like, I like that. I thought that was funny. But yeah, just, you know, hey, Baron, you busy? Like, that was great. And then we had this creepy, you know, almost Attitude Era Undertaker type Ministry of Darkness backstage thing, which I think it was funny that, you know, they're in the middle of this interview and then all of a sudden the lights flicker and Renee just immediately hightails it. Yeah. Like, they didn't even
see where she went.
I know. It's like she just kind of like went and then just like walked out. See, and it wasn't like the hero in the scary movie, just like, you know, get out of here, Renee, go. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
he just looked up and then she was gone. Like, you know, like,
That was really funny.
it was funny, you know, they didn't do the whole dramatic thing, like, you know, get out of here, it's not safe, you know, she just was gone. You know, I was like, you know, see, that's why women in real life wouldn't get killed by the killer. Because as soon as something spooky happened, they'd hightail it out of here. Anybody would hightail it out of here. They wouldn't just be like, huh, what is that? Huh, is anybody there? No, any normal person would just run away. People in movies are dumb.
Yep.
Anyways, doesn't matter. So yeah, all that stuff was good. But the segment of the night. Just thinking about it now is killing me. John Cena as played by The Miz, and Nikki and Brie Bella as played by Maurice. This was the greatest thing of ever. This was one of the best, like, you know, on-screen things that they've done, you know, out-of-ring things. Like, this was absolutely hilarious. Like, everything was on point. Like, Maurice, that was hilarious, playing Nikki Bella, and the way that they kept doing the, you know, thinking he's gonna propose, and then she would slap her hand over her mouth, and then it would do the record scratch thing from the,
yeah.
and then it would turn out to be something else. Like, just, that was brilliant. And I loved how every time it would transition away into another scene, he'd go, you know, I'm John Cena, recognize. It's like, the way he was standing, like he was all yoked, like Cena was funny. And everything about it. Like, I'm going to turn it over to you now to talk about it and everything you liked, but just, it was beautiful. I was dying laughing the whole time. It was hilarious.
Yeah, my notes for both those sections are I don't have, you don't need notes. Just go look for it, because it is one of the best things WWE has done in a long time. Not in a long time. They've done some really good stuff with Miz for the last couple of months. But this was brilliant. Just both of them. When I just can't say any more, because it was just so funny. Go look it up. It's Miz and Maurice doing, it's total Bella's bull crap.
Yeah.
And it's just brilliant, because I love when Nikki, or when Maurice was Brie, because they're like, oh, I thought you were Brie. I thought I was Nikki. No, you're Brie. I'm Nikki. Oh, Brie mode.
Yeah.
That stuff was funny. Oh, she looked. I think Maurice is a very pretty woman.
Mm-hmm.
She scared me as Nikki. Like, that's the only thing about this whole thing. She was frightening as Nikki. Still pretty, but just frightening. The black hair and everything was just.
Yeah,
Was
if she took off
weird.
the hat, she would have looked like Morticia from Addams
exactly.
Family.
It's like, oh, that would be do that, WWE.
Mrs. Gomez
and hers
and Maurice as Morticia.
Oh
yes.
This Halloween, do that.
Do that, dude. I don't care if it would be like a made-for-TV movie on ABC Family or the CW. I would watch that so hard.
Exactly.
That would be awesome. With Stone Cold Steve Austin as Uncle Fester.
please do that. Please.
But still
Figure
have him
out how
talk
to do
like
that.
Stone Cold.
Yeah, exactly.
Have him give a stutter to some.
Uncle Fester said so.
Fester 360. I just gave you a stunner. With Big Show is, dude, we just gave the WWE $1 million idea.
That's right. We will take that in cash.
Oh my gosh, that would be wonderful.
Oh man, yeah. Those were the segments of the night, man. Like those alone top 12 for me. I know that sounds crazy. It is crazy, but those things they were just funny. The Usos, American Alpha, absolutely correct. I wasn't able to watch it last night, but I saw several of their co-workers, if you will, post on Twitter that this match was amazing. I hope they didn't. I hope they held some on. I'm assuming it's good. They're gonna have a WrestleMania match. I'm assuming that'll be a SmackDown thing next week. That match was so well done, like on par for the Revival DIY matches that it had. This match, the fake, I don't know what, I can't remember what it's called, but when they go to the hot tags, not happening. That whole spot, the no hot tags, was really, really good. Yeah, the near falls, just the thing that they did at the end with Jordan pulling his crotch down onto the bar and then a super kick. That spot was brilliant. You're absolutely right. Like, it's weird that they won the championship, and so I'm interested. It's a good weird because I'm interested in seeing what they do with this. I'm assuming they're going to have the rematch at WrestleMania, but we'll see. So many good spots in that. The moonsault and then thrown into the crowd thing was really, really cool. Just all of that was really, really good. Everything AJ did was great. The Corbin Orton match, I want to see that again. I want to see a longer version of it. I think they could put on a pretty decent match. Orton just he looks like a professional in the ring. He looks like a machine in the ring, not in a bad way. Sometimes you get a machine and it's just like Hulk Hogan. He just does the same things over and over and over again. Whereas Orton does, yes, he'll do the same things over again, but it's not in a bad way. It's in that way that it's like, he's consistent. He knows what he's doing. He's professional. You know all this stuff. And so that I want to see a longer version of that match. I think it would be awesome to see.
I do too.
The Luke Harper promo was really good. Keep this dude on the mic. Keep this dude in forefront because he is amazing on the mic. His segment was really, really good. The Fandango, Breezy Bella stuff was brilliant. Those two guys, Tyler Breeze. I know people. Tyler has said it before, and he's not made comments. People have made comments to him because he's very, very talented in the ring. As people have made comments to him saying, what are you sad that you're not in the ring? Are you angry at what's going on? He goes, I'm still cashing checks. I'm still getting paid. And these two guys are funny like this. Even though they're a funny kind of attraction, I don't care. They're awesome and brilliant at that. Fandango himself, go watch this. Have you watched the Southpaw?
No,
original?
I still haven't watched that yet.
Oh man,
I'm gonna do that today.
Just those kind of things. It's just like keep doing that. Tyler Breeze and Breezango, Fandango are just so brilliant. The end to that was really, really short and pretty good. My only weak spot in the whole thing, and it wasn't because of what happened, it was because it was super, super short, was the Becky Lynch, Carmella, all of that stuff that happened. Like, I enjoyed it, but it was like super short. I hope they do more next week.
Yeah.
And then we get to the end where Shane basically calls AJ out to the ring. What did you think of the end to this?
I don't know. Like, it was, I don't know. Why don't you take it? Because I really don't know what to say about it. I hadn't really gathered my thoughts about it, It was...
The only thing I'm thinking is that he's probably not going to have that kind of spot at WrestleMania.
Probably not.
Because he did it now. Why would he do it? I mean, I take it back. Dude's insane. Shane, bravo.
He'll jump off anything.
He'll jump on anything, anytime. And so there might be some similar spots, but to do it now, I mean, it is pumping the crowd up for this match. So yes, you need to pull out Shane's second biggest move. Well, biggest move maybe outside of the coast to coast. And so I liked it, but I wonder what will happen at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wondering about this match since it was kind of rumored for the longest time, is how well they're going to do together. Because Shane, and I saw a meme today. I think it was from a show. I can't think of the show, but it was these two fake fighting, and they were not hitting each other whatsoever. And under it was like Shane's offense, because Shane doesn't hit you; he just does this kind of thing. Yeah. And so I hope AJ can convince Shane to do a more stronger style. And I think we could have a really good match.
Yeah, because AJ can take the bumps and he can deal with taking a couple of stiff shots and stuff. So.
And I'm sure AJ will tell him in the ring if he's being too hard.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. For sure, but yeah, I know a lot of people are just like, really, you're gonna have Shane McMahon, really, you have AJ Styles and you're gonna have him go against Shane McMahon, and I'm just like, I don't mind it. I mean, AJ Styles, as far as I know, is here to stay, and he's gonna be here for a really long time. The crowd loves him, Vince loves him, and just everybody loves him. He's AJ Styles.
Yep.
So I don't see him going anywhere. They have plenty of times to do him versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, him versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, him versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, him and Finn Balor as a tag team. Or, they have a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. So, and this is, they're like, hey, Shane, he may not be here forever, or he may, become a boardroom guy here or something. So, if it's something we really want to do and they want to do, then we'll do it. But I'm cool with it. Like I think it has a lot of potential.
Yep. Yeah, and I think this whole card has a lot of potential. And I think next week we'll talk about, since next week will be the go home show, we'll probably give our.
We'll do a prediction next week, because the card should be set in stone by next Wednesday.
Yeah, I would think. Mostly, sometimes those cards, they'll go up to the actual, an hour or so beforehand, or whatever, and they'll change some things or get rid of some things. And so, barring any craziness, next week we'll know what the card is for WrestleMania 33 or 33 or just WrestleMania, as Vince wants it called. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Either SmackDown or...
No, I can't really think of anything. SmackDown, had a great show. Not much, if anything, to complain about. Like, they really, really did a great job with it. I just realized, there's, just that one segment from Dean Ambrose, and there was no Dolph Ziggler and no Kalisto and no, there's a lot of people missing.
There was.
So I just noticed that, and and just the one little segment from Dean, and that one segment from Luke Harper. But I thoroughly enjoyed SmackDown. It continues to be the better of the two shows. This week was certainly no exception. Just everything, the Miz and Maurice are just, they made it this show the way Jericho made Raw. Like, I'm gonna definitely have to go back and watch that segment again, because it was just so fantastic.
It really was.
It was great.
So out of 5 Stone Cold IPAs, what would you give this show?
This year, I'm gonna fold and give it a 4.5. I was gonna say it now. I'll just give it a 4. I have to give it a 4.5. I feel. And I know people will be like, "Oh, you're just terrible." You're you're not critiquing it enough. You like stuff too easy. I do. Like, I'm not that hard. I'm not that hard to please. I know what I like, and I like what I like. So I absolutely loved it. All the great stuff about it was fantastic. All the stuff we talked about, especially what Miz and Maurice did. John Cena, recognize, yeah, that whole thing was golden. So I'm gonna fold and just go ahead and give it a 4.5.
Yeah, me too. I give it a 4.5 as well. I give everything Miz and Maurice did a 5. That stuff was brilliant and hilarious. I even give Breezango a 5, because that was fantastic.
It was.
The only thing I give the show a 4.75. Take the 0.25 off because of the short women's thing, which I hope they do more. on next week. This felt like a go-home show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that they step up their game next week and see how an amazing show it could be. They'll probably be safe because they're a couple days out. They're a couple days from WrestleMania next week, and so they'll probably be relatively safe. Shane's not going to be flying off anything this
Mm-hmm.
week. He at least has a couple weeks to heal from this, and so we'll see. So yeah, I give it a 4.75, near perfect. Nothing too much to complain about. Other than that, it was a good show.
It was. Anything else you want to talk about? Or we can close it down. Didn't know if there's anything you want to bring up or any kind of fun stuff.
Not that I could think of. The only thing I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for WrestleMania, and it has 12 matches.
All right, you want to read them off real quick just to kill some time? I have a couple things I wanted to talk about. But
yeah, and I don't know if any of these will be on. Looking at these, I wouldn't think any of these would be on a pre-show. At least they don't feel like pre-show matches. Maybe the John Cena, Nikki Bella, Miz, Maurice, but because it's John Cena, I doubt that's going to be on pre-show. But anyway, here are the matches. We got Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship. We have Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship, which I'm pretty sure is slated as the end match, the final match, the headliner. Undertaker versus Roman Reigns. Chris Jericho versus Kevin Owens for the United States Championship, the prettiest belt they have ever had. John Cena and Nikki Bella, not Breezy Bella, versus The Miz and Maurice. Bayley versus Charlotte versus Sasha versus Nia for a fatal 4-way. Anybody can win for the Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship. We have Alexa Bliss versus what is billed to be the entire SmackDown Live women's roster. As of right now, they've only shown Carmella, Natalya, Mickie James, Becky Lynch. There's rumors that Naomi is coming back as a surprise because she is better. I don't know how much better, but she is better. I'm hoping other women show up too, just out of the blue. It'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would love this to be. We don't know what kind of match this is. That is the most interesting thing about this whole match for me. Next week, I'm assuming we'll find out what kind of match. It'd be kind of cool, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be weird. Neville versus Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship, which should be a great match. It's probably my most anticipated match outside of the weird SmackDown Live Women's Championship match. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Cesaro and Sheamus. The Raw Tag Team Championships. We also have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, which I could see possibly being on a pre-show. I don't know of any surprises. We know that Mojo Rawley and a couple other guys are in it. Other than that, we don't know how many people are going to be in it either. So there's that. We have Shane O'Mac versus AJ Styles, and we also have confirmed as of this Tuesday, Dean Ambrose versus Baron Corbin for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. There have been rumors that they want this to be a gimmick match, and with the forklifts, I would love it to be a forklift match. Just saying.
Yes.
12 matches so far, and I think they estimated this is going to be like a 7-hour show. I'm pretty sure that's actually an official statement.
Dang.
7 hours,
yeah.
Caleb.
It's gonna be crazy to watch next Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah. Are we gonna be able to stay up?
Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. I don't know.
I'll be sleeping over. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know how
WrestleMania sleepover.
Yeah, you know how I told you I was gonna go over to Caleb's for WrestleMania? Well, I have to sleep over because we're not gonna be out of there until like 2 o'clock.
It's WrestleMania sleepover. And it's in Orlando, so they're an hour ahead of us.
They are an hour ahead of us.
So I don't know if it's gonna begin at like 6.
Yeah.
Or 5 there. But I don't know. Sorry about that. Just had to let a yawn out. So I just have a couple neat things. going to do. For whatever reason, I got a wild hair and want to go back and watch some old school matches. Want to go back and watch some old school Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Dusty Rhodes matches and stuff like that. Starrcade, WCW Starrcade 1983. Steel cage match. Harley Race, NWA champion versus Ric Flair. A very old school, stiff, bump-filled, fun, entertaining match. Definitely go check that out. And also, since it's WrestleMania season, a couple of WrestleMania matches. The people listening, what's up, Ryan? And also you, absolutely need to watch.
Wait, let me get note out here. Take note. All right, WrestleMania matches.
All right. Ever since I started a list of my top 10 favorite matches of all time, this one has consistently been on it for almost a year. Since May, whenever I started making the list of matches that I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to include it on there. It is Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus The Rock at WrestleMania 18. One of my all-time favorite matches. One of the best WrestleMania matches ever.
So we got The Rock versus Hollywood Hogan
at WrestleMania 18.
At 18, okay.
X8, whatever. It was in 2002.
Yeah, X8, 18, whichever.
It was 2002, just you. And if you want to put that down too. And then crud, just had it and then I lost it. Crud, give me a second. Man. Right. Is Austin Rock 3 from WrestleMania 19 in 2003.
Austin versus Rock 3 from 19, you said?
Yep, 19.
It wasn't X9?
No. It was XIX 19, which is 2003, and that one's really great. And then, WrestleMania 21, Randy Orton versus The Undertaker. WrestleMania 21 from 2005. There are a lot of great WrestleMania matches. Most of them involve Shawn Michaels. I wanted to kind of break the mold a little bit. And I was like, I'll find some of the WrestleMania matches I personally love that don't have Shawn Michaels in them. Just to kind of break the mold of everybody saying, like, well, duh, it's always the one that Shawn Michaels is in. Although in WrestleMania 25 and 26, the two Shawn Michaels Undertaker matches are two of the greatest matches of all time. Their match at 25 is actually my favorite match ever. It's amazing. You can actually just go ahead and add that one too, actually.
Okay. Michaels
versus Taker at WrestleMania 25. So yeah. So
there's your homework, Ryan.
There's the homework. Ryan, Jeremy, anybody out there on the YouTubes listening, check those matches out if you haven't already seen them on the network or on dailymotion.com. And then also the Harley Race Ric Flair match I brought up. A lot of fun, really old school matches, some hard hitting stuff. Both guys blade like crazy in it. It's interesting because Ric Flair's in the ring. It's a steel cage match. Did I mention that? I can't remember if I did. Ric Flair's in the ring for like a good 4 minutes before Harley Race finally gets there, and there's no commentary or music going on, so it's kind of goofy because this is when the pay-per-view thing first started coming up, and they didn't know about dead air. Now it's just there's a second of dead air. They start oh yeah, Michael, you can feel the intensity in this arena, Michael, and all that stuff, so that was kind of goofy.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was a good one. It was a real good one. And so there's your homework, and there was the episode of WWPWW 34, 35, 36, who knows, some number.
Yep. And for a couple of things, Hall of Fame as well. I don't know if we'll talk about that next week or not, but Hall of Fame, Eric Bischoff is going to induct DDP, and Jim Cornette is going to come back and induct Rock and Roll Express.
Wow.
And so I'm looking forward to watching that because
Interesting.
because he hates all things WWE. Jim Cornette hates all things WWE, and so we'll see what happens.
Jim Cornette hates everything.
I'm sure there was probably a lot of money for him to tame his tongue for the.
Yeah, or maybe he won't tame his tongue. Who knows?
We'll find out.
That guy's pretty out there. And John Cena is inducting Kurt Angle.
Yep.
I thought that was kind of neat. You know, like I figured that Lesnar would do it just because they had that great rivalry and they're actually really good friends in real life. So, but yeah, John Cena, I thought that was kind of neat. That, you know, the guy who had Cena's first, you know, televised match against, you know. So I thought that was kind of neat.
And let's see, we don't know who's gonna induct Beth Phoenix and who the legend is going to be. I think they still are going to announce that. I think they still are going to do that. Who else doesn't have an inductor?
I don't know. Because I'm blanking on who else has been inducted.
Teddy Long.
Teddy Long.
No, Teddy Long does. It's going to be JBL and Simmons.
Oh, okay.
Is that right? Is that the right one? Yeah. The one who was in APA, Ron Simmons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
Neat.
There's some extra info. And now we shall sign off. Caleb?
All right, everybody. You know us. We are the Wrestling Podcasting Sons of Guns. I'm Caleb.
Woo! I'm Jeremy.
Signing off.
Peace.
Holla holla.